Hello, everyone. It is Canada Graphs here. Sorry, I had to take my headphones off. Hearing myself speak while I'm doing this didn't work for me. So a couple things here today. For those of you that are on my Twitter, you probably already know what's coming up. For those of you that only follow me here on YouTube, you might have an idea because I did post it in my community tab finally a few days later. But um, short answer, let me just pull up the tweet from the other day. So this is a tweet I put out the other day. This was super early on Sunday morning, like 1:28 my time, AM Sunday morning. If you're kind of looking at a small screen and can't read it, does say, my home for the next few days, had a heart attack. Thankfully, I got checked in time, on the mend. So yeah, that happened. Saturday evening, I went to the hospital, and that's what they told me was going on. And luckily, I got there in time, and I'm still here. But it does mean a lot of big changes for my life. And right now, one of those big changes is food. So kind of not eating a lot and feel a little drained on energy as I learn what I should and shouldn't eat and how much and all that. I'm also low on energy. What I usually, like a usual day, I would spend, a good at least 7 to 9 hours up and functional. Like, doesn't mean I was only up for 7 to 9 hours, but 7 to 9 hours of being up and functional. I have been out of the hospital since Tuesday, Tuesday afternoon, and I don't know if I can say I have put in 7 to 9 hours total since then. Sleeping a bit, still kind of slow to do things, and yeah, overall, I am as well as someone could be in this predicament. It could have been worse. Could have been worse. So um, there's that. I'll go over the procedure and what all happened in a moment, but I'm just going to fire up Geoguessr while I speak through it because I realized last night I desperately need more practice. I didn't get to play for like 4 days. Actually, more like 6 days because when I got home, I played like a game here, game there. But like I said, that energy level and that focus wasn't there. Yesterday was the first day where I really started feeling a bit better. And even then, I wouldn't call it good. I would just say I wasn't feeling bad anymore. So yeah, so there will be a few changes with me. So yeah, there'll be a few changes coming up in my life that I've already had to start doing. Had to start eating different things, eating less of the things I ever did. I gotta start getting out of the house and doing stuff. Since I got home, I haven't left the apartment yet. I've left my room, but I haven't left the apartment. Probably should do that. Need a little exercise, but I was also told to take it easy for a few days. So that is where we get into the status update of the channel. So for the next little while, I'm not going to be doing a lot of sets. I'll still go. I'll still go if I see one that's downtown. But if it's like a set that's outside the city, once in a while I used to trek an hour outside the city to go to a set if I thought it was going to be really interesting. I don't know if I will do that much, if at all, for the next at least few weeks. I know Superman and Lois ends in late April, and a lot of people want me to go cover that as much as possible. But right now, unless they come to downtown Vancouver, maybe for like the last 2 weeks of the season, I might, maybe last 4 weeks of the season, I might do something like that. Might put myself outside my comfort zone and go check those out. But at least for the next few weeks, it's second week of February now, and I am not up to the motivations. I'm not even up to the motivation to go stand at a set if it was across the street from me, which, by the way, actually happened close enough, like not literally across the street from me, but like a few blocks away from me. There was a set for Alert last night, and I just didn't, someone told me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing anything with that. Well, of course I wanted to, but I just didn't have it in me. So, that's kind of going to be where I'm at least probably for about a month. I'd say a month. I am probably going to be low energy events. I'm not going to be taking hour-long trips across the Lower Mainland to find film sets, etc., etc. Doesn't mean I won't ever do it again. I mean, obviously, my goal is be better than I am today. But long term, yeah. Short term, probably you're not going to see a lot of sets from me for maybe the next month or so. We'll see how I feel. Like I said, yesterday was the first day where I wasn't completely like feeling like crap 100% of the time. A large portion of my time till yesterday, I had headaches all the time, mostly from the change in diet, like not drinking so much cola. That's a big change for me, and my body was kind of like, dude, where's our cola? We need some cola to keep you going. And so, just like any addiction, like my body was like, we need this, give me this. And I haven't had any now in like 6 days. So I had headaches frequently until yesterday. Yesterday is the first day where most of my day was headache free. I mean, I still had some here and there, probably 25% of the day. But the days before that, it was 70% plus of the day, and you can't function like that. Now that I'm back down to a more normal level, and that's why I'm doing this video now and didn't do it a few days ago or a week ago, or not even a week ago, because I still thought I was fine a week ago, is I feel functional enough to do it. As for what happened, so I'll explain that. Sorry about the camera shaking. I just was moving my headphones. So on Saturday morning, I got up. I even posted in my community tab, but I deleted it after I realized I wasn't doing it. I had tweeted early on Saturday, that I thought I might go out and do a live stream out and about. There was a couple of places I planned to go. I had not known about the fact that it was the Flash Day when Barry first time travels. I was oblivious to that until I was out and about, and I kind of changed my plans based on that. I was going to go check out a different filming location that they'd used in the past. Kind of have to cut into the middle of my video here to add this because I forgot about it when doing the video. So my first symptoms when I had all this was for 3 or 4 days. I had what felt like the weakest pulled muscle you can think of in your left or right side, or your left side. I kept just playing it off as a bit of a sore muscle because like I said, got tendonitis in the right shoulder, so I rarely use the right shoulder. I overuse the left for a lot of things. And I just kind of thought it was like a pulled muscle. It wasn't until I went out that morning. And the reason I went out is I was feeling even less good that morning, and went out to get some fresh air, get a little exercise, and make myself feel better. And that, like I said, turned against me. I got worse. So yeah, one of the things, like when you're thinking, like, you have like an ache in your left chest side, and you're like, oh, it feels like I tweaked a muscle in there or something. Just keep that in the back of your head, because most heart attacks are not how they look on TV. The vast majority, nothing like that. Most people just don't know it's happening because they're just going on with their daily lives, and it's happening to them, and they don't even know it. So, little PSA. But the further I got out of the house, the more tired, more winded, more shortness of breath I was feeling. So I went, stopped for something to eat. It was like 5 blocks from my house. Stopped for something to eat. After I ate, I didn't feel great. So I cut out the live chat. I just went, I deleted that post so that no one got their hopes up, and just walked and went and made that YouTube short I put up about Flash Day location, and went home. And that was actually a lot of effort. I even took a train to cut down my walking effort, and I still was kind of pretty wiped out by that process. And I oh, way down there. Sorry. I got home, wiped out. So at that point, I went and had a nap. When I woke up from the nap, is now, in the evening time, and I still wasn't feeling great. Definitely was not feeling good. So I just sat down at the computer for a while, thinking over what's going on, all that stuff. And, probably like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the evening, I started the process of thinking of maybe going to the hospital. And when I was in that process, in my mind, I kind of already had it set in my mind. I'm like, I think I'm probably going to have to go to the hospital. I did not think what I was having was anything close to a heart attack. I thought it might be heart related, but did not think it was a heart attack itself. I just thought maybe, I don't know. I had a few thoughts run through my head. One of them was like, maybe I have COVID, which, by the way, at the hospital, they tested me and I don't have COVID. Oh, also big plus for me, which was a real surprise to me, is I don't have diabetes, which really is a surprise to me. But I also don't have COVID. I was still on the fence at like 6 or 7 o'clock, but I kind of had it in my head. I'm like, I think I'm probably going to the hospital at some point. So I just hustled around the house, got things that I still thought I needed to get done, because I thought, there's a chance maybe I'm gonna have to stay overnight. Naive me. There's still a part of me that was like, maybe I'm gonna get out. They'll go there, look at the results, and be like, oh, that's fine. You can go home. Just it's whatever. I didn't know what it might be, but yeah. So I went to the hospital. They tested me. If you've ever been to a hospital in North America, it is incredibly rare that you waltz in, give them your name, and go immediately to start taking tests. There's usually a bit of a wait. There's usually a bit of a time before someone will come and see you. That didn't happen in this case. And the room was full. Like, there was a lot of people around. They looked at my symptoms on the chart, and they're like, let's go check him out right now. So I went and had blood work done like 3 minutes after I got in there. I went, I sat down, gave them my name, my number, all that stuff. They told me go around the corner to the waiting room. I went around the corner. I hadn't even been sat down for 20 seconds when my name got called. Maybe 20 seconds. They took me off to the side, did some blood work. As soon as my blood work was done, lady was like, you can go over there. Someone will be here to get you pretty quickly, though. I didn't even get time to sit down, and the next person was like, "Hey, come with me." I don't know. Is this Andorra? Or is this Spain? I'll go Spain just because I don't know. It was Andorra. Okay. They took me for my next test, which I don't remember what that one was, but there was some other test they did in between. Then I did have to lay in a hospital bed for like an hour tops. Not even. I think it was more like 20 minutes. Um, just laying there waiting for the next thing, which was them preparing to do a procedure on me. So they took me into another room. I was awake for the whole procedure, and they put a stent in my heart, which is basically just like a little thing that like gives it more flow space or whatever. I don't know how to describe it. I'm not a doctor, but they put something in there. I had a 80% blockage in one artery. I have 3 other arteries that are partially blocked. I have 2 40% and 1 50%. But when I talked to the doctors about those, they basically were like that's a you know a reasonable amount that most people like live perfectly fine with, as long as they lead a reasonably healthy life and follow doctor instructions. And I'm like, okay. So they basically said like the only thing for that is just take medication, and we'll give you a few medications. I'm on 6 medications, by the way. Yeah, so they did that. They put the stent in, went to the rest place, and that is finally when I had some idea what had gone on. I was informed a bit more on everything that was going on, and yeah. So at that point, I mean, I knew before that they'd already told me that it was expected I was having a heart attack. Bratsk. So, dude, I'm so rusty. Isn't it in the west? Fuck off. Where's Bratsk? I know it's a place. There it is. No, that's Bryansk. Where's Bratsk? I am trying to talk and play at the same time, and it's not going well. I don't know how like Jake does it. Yeah, so shortly after I had the blood work done, and I was on the way to the second test. Oh, it's way out there. That's why I couldn't find it. I was wrong. The doctor, one of the doctors, came up to me and very calmly, like, says to me, like, just so you know, we don't have the results from this other test. I can't remember what he called it yet. He's like, but I'm reasonably sure you're probably having an active heart attack. And that's how I found out I was having a heart attack. He was very calm about it. He really didn't want to like freak me out with it, and I was calm about it. It wasn't the world's biggest shock to me because I had a mother who had a lot of heart attacks, like so many that we lost track before she passed away, which she passed away from a heart attack. So I wasn't horribly surprised to hear this, but still mildly surprised because I didn't really know that's what was going on. And so, I took them very seriously. I didn't like freak out about it or anything. I just basically like, okay, what's next? And they explained the whole procedure move by move until, the stent was put in and all that. Afterwards, more doctors came. They poked and prodded me for quite a while. I'm going to turn the screen off for a second so that you can see my arms. So remember, I haven't been in the hospital for 4 days now. 3 days? 3 days now. That is how the inside of that arm looks like, which isn't the worst. The lighting in here kind of sucks, but my right arm is still showing some of the signs. So the ones they put in my hands, like there was one that went here, and there's one they had here, one here, there was one somewhere on the arm here. Maybe it was where that bruise was. Those ones seem to have healed fine, but the long-term ones, the big ones, this arm is the arm. So when they did the stent, obviously your heart is on the left side of your body. They go through the right arm to get to it. They had two choices: go through my arm or go through my groin. And luckily, they had to go through my arm because I heard someone else in my room on like this third day. They went through the groin to get to theirs because they couldn't make their way through the arm. And the restrictions on that person was harder than I think mine were, because they tell you like after you get it, you can't do anything with your right hand like immediately. You can't even like use it to like reach over and like grab a book. Like they don't even want you doing that right away. Even now, in 5-6 days, I'm supposed to like avoid using my right hand for any like strenuous activities. I'm supposed to avoid using my right hand to lift anything heavy, etc., for still a little while, like at least until tomorrow, which would be a week. But that one wasn't too bad for me because I already have tendonitis in this shoulder, so I don't use this arm as much for heavy tasks. That one wasn't too bad. When I heard the other person in the other room, they basically told him like, you we need you to like lay in this position. You can't be moving your leg a lot, and stuff like that. I'm like, my God, I'm glad I missed that one because I don't know how I would get along not being able to walk anywhere for a few days. That one, when I heard what happened, what they were telling that person, I was kind of like, thank goodness for that. Yeah, so that is basically what happened. I had a heart attack. I am fine enough now, except I don't like the food I eat. I was told, like, I talked with the dietitian or nutritionist, whatever they call themselves at the hospital. I explained my lifestyle to her. She told me, restrictions and all that. She did tell me, like, because I told her, I'm like, it's going to be very hard for me to go cold turkey on all these things right away, if ever. And she's like, that's fine. You don't have to never have these things again, but you have to dramatically reduce how much they are. Basically, she told me with the way my lifestyle was going, like 95%. Like if I want to have a burger, I can have like a burger a month. Like not even like a burger a week, like a burger a month. We talked about cola, and she tried, coming up with some other options on me cutting down on that. Surprisingly, we're now 6 days in. I haven't had one still. I do want one, but I've put it off for 6 days because I know, like, I have done this in the past where I have had to cut out cola for a short period of time, usually when I'm getting my dental work done. So I have been able to manage that for 3 to 4 days at a time, a couple of times. And there was a time where I did cut out cola for about 10 days, many years ago. And then I decided, like, oh, okay, I got this under control. I'll just have one. And as like any addict can tell you, one turns into two eventually, and two turns into a whole bottle eventually. And, before long, I don't even know if it took me 3 weeks to get back into my old routine. So even though I want one, I'm kind of pushing it off because I don't want to roll the dice on that right now. I have a cardiologist I now have to go see all the time. I have to go see my family doctor, which, by the way, I haven't seen in over a decade. He won't even recognize me because he barely recognized me in the past because I don't go to my family doctor a lot unless there was a problem. I have to go to him now, and that's good. I think that's actually a good change. I think I should at least semi-regularly go see my doctor, even if I'm not feeling bad, because there's probably been other things that could get improved. I think I have a nutritionist I'm supposed to see, or they told me they could, and whatever. I can't remember how that worked out, but yeah, I got a lot of tests also coming up, like not tests, but like appointments. So that might interfere with some of the filming dates too, if something comes up. Realistically, I think it's probably 2 weeks before I go to a film set, unless it's like across the street from my house. Like if there's something filming, a minute and a half from my house, yeah, maybe I go to that. But if I have to walk like 6 blocks to it, I might just not have the motivation to do it yet. I want to obviously go out and get things done, but I don't feel terribly energetic yet. So yeah, that is how things went for me last weekend. Hopefully your weekend was better. And yeah, fingers crossed I get better quicker, and all the time frames I gave you were too long, and I'll be back at it in like a few days. Probably not though. But yeah, if you are looking for a film set, there's not really anyone in town that does that stuff these days. All the paps have long since retired. And the only other people that I know that have film info don't share it publicly, so not much I can do about that. Sorry guys, but for now, that's it. Longer video than I thought it might be. I don't even know if I'll edit it because there was only like maybe 30 seconds that were needed to be cut out. But till next time, see you around. Thanks everyone. And thanks everyone on Twitter and YouTube and Twitch and everywhere else that gave me their well wishes. By the way, before I do go, huge thanks, not just to the individuals, but to Geoguessr itself, even though they have me blocked on every platform. Multiple devs, reached out and, give me their well wishes to get better on this, which kind of surprising from like a game to like notice one of their players was in a situation and reach out about it, so great job on that from the team. But that I think is it, and I need more water. I don't mind water as much these days. Weird. I've even been using water with my meals, which I never did in the past. I could not stomach eating a meal with water. But here I am now. All right. Thanks, everyone. I'll see you in the future. Bye.